What is going on, folks? This is CJ here, back with Morphin Metacast, and I'm here with my man, Prime Gundam. How's it going, sir?
Guten Tag, my dude, and what's hood, my guys?
Nothing much, I think everybody that watched me and you on Twitter know why we're here. Besides, the background guy that you see behind here, Kamen Rider Black. Shout out to Ashton for the Koofy Kamen Rider Black.
He's
But
always doing the Lord's work with those photoshops.
oh yes. I aspire to get there. I'm almost there. But he's always good for that. But yeah, people are here to watch us just let the chopper loose on some a singular person. But
Before we do that,
to,
before we'll get there.
we get there.
Some stuff in the news, good sir. Stuff in the news.
Yeah. I have to get this out here. So you remember? I don't know if it was 2020 when this happened. Remember when Boom Studios did a Kickstarter for like the first 3 volumes of the Power Rangers shit?
Yeah, didn't we roast them for that shit?
Yeah, we roast them. Time to roast them again because they're doing this shit again for the 30th anniversary.
I saw that. Now, to be fair and balanced, trademark TR, that box they have that it comes in, that box looks quite nice. Now, does that box look nice enough for me to give them money the 7th time for the same material? I don't think so. No.
I just want people to understand this. The reason why I'm not getting it is that I'm collecting these books. You can get them on Amazon, $50, about $56, $57 a pop. I think volume 1, year 1 of the deluxe edition is $70. That's like the highest, but all of them are about $56. Better off just getting these and saving your monies if you don't want to go for it. That's just me.
Right. And isn't that the release that our boy Sean has the stories?
Yes.
In? All right,
yes.
Yeah. So
yes.
if I were to decide to give Boom more money, I would probably just buy the one with his story and tell them to go kick rocks.
Yeah. And I mean, running down the Kickstarter, the kicker is that, okay, so if you pledge $50, you get the Power 30, the Power Rangers 30 Power Coin comic set, which is basically Mighty Morphin Power Rangers number 0 and
how many times
anniversary special number CJ, 1 Power Coin edition.
Just alone, how many times has that single issue been released and sold to us?
A lot. Probably more. Yeah. Pledge $100, you get 1 of the 3 deluxe hardcovers.
So boom! You spoil me.
Just so you have to choose one. You either get the Power Rangers Archive comic book, book 1, Power Rangers Archive book 2, or Power Rangers Lost Chronicles book 1. $125, you get a special slipcase for 1 of the hardcovers that you get.
Oh, just one, not a complete set. That's like,
$275 gets you all 3.
Hey, does this one have a standee like the last one?
No.
Oh, okay.
$375 gets you all 3 plus the slipcase set and the collectible box. So you got to pay $375 for the collectible box, essentially, with all 3. $500 gets you all of what $275 is. $375 is plus Angel Grove High School Letterman jacket. Yes, yeah. Don't all lose your mind at the same time, folks.
I mean, ladies and gentlemen, please keep your wallets closed. I know it might be difficult, but please keep them sealed and in your pockets.
$600 get you.
Oh, it's still going?
Yes.
Okay.
$600 gets you the $500, what you get in the $500 set on top of the number 0 Power Coin edition, the 30th anniversary special number 1 thing, and also the Megazord edition 1-page comic set.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. You do you. Y'all be good at you.
Yeah. It's. I mean, the shit goes all the way up to $1,500, and the $1,500.
What's at that tier? What is possibly at that tier?
The Power Rangers 30 collectible box, the Angel Gold Letterman jacket, the Boom Elite Deluxe signed slipcase hardcover set,
Signed by who?
Signed by cover artists Montez and Dan Mora.
Oh, the guy getting Dan Moore, bless him.
Yeah. And you also get the number 0 PowerCoin edition that is 9.8 CGC signed. Both of them, number 1 and 0. And that's the top one. And then
if
that's no longer available, apparently. That reward is no longer available.
Wow. So whoever that was, I was just about to say whoever does that, you can take that money and you can invest and make your own comic book.
I mean, you can get a lot of CSM Kamen Rider belts for $1,500.
I mean, there's a lot of things you can do for $1,500. That's way more productive than rebuying material that I'm sure, because if you're a fan,
you saw when I put up the hardcover, you saw the hardcovers. I'm like, I'll just get that, bump that. Like,
that's what I'm like. I feel like if you're already a fan, I'm pretty sure you already have all of this, the same stories. It's just like they're packaging and repackaging. It's so exhausting.
Rod nails it. Sounds like shit I wanted in the 90s. Yes. Yeah. Hey, look, Godspeed to anybody that goes for it.
And then on top of that, CJ, it's for the Boom Studios Power Ranger comic books. On top of that,
I'll collect it, but I'm not putting that up much for it. That's all I'm saying. Like, there's a line that I draw, and I know everybody has a line where they draw it. I know you got your line where you draw it. So it's like
you know
nothing
what?
in this Kickstarter is making me like I want to open my wallet for it. Bump that,
right?
Like,
you know, and you know what? Let me stop. Let's not kink shame. This might get somebody quite moist. And I'm glad something warms your heart.
Prime. They had a $25,000 goal. They already made $500,000 with 22 days ago. I'm just saying, like, part of me is asking myself, why couldn't they just make this a regular release? All right, were they worried for scalpers?
I mean,
because I can assure you, scalpers aren't out here getting Power Ranger books. I'm sorry, they're not. Like, I'm not, and that's not doesn't mean they wouldn't have sold, but I just felt like you could have just sold this through your regular comic book market and then go from there. Unless Boom just wants all the profits 100% to themselves and don't have to go through Diamond. That's the only thing I can assume.
I mean, I think you might have just hit the nail on the head there, sir.
They don't want to go through Diamond.
Yeah, probably. And they can get a little bit more money. And I think Kickstarters, they have a lot more press monarchy, I would assume.
Yeah, because they can put a trailer out
this little small indie intellectual property that no one's ever heard of. It's real niche, real tiny.
From a little indie comic book company, Boom Studios.
Little indie, and a small startup up, just a little toy company. They sell a couple of figures here and there. They need all the support they can get from us, the fans.
Yeah, I just had to. Yeah, that.
Well, let's also keep the mood a little bit dour. On March 22nd, well, yeah, that entire week we lost some giants in the toku industry. So
I'll let you listen them off.
March 22nd, actor Jiro Dan passed away, and let me say that was the news I woke up to that day. Like when I woke up and checked my phone, that was the first thing I saw, and it kind of shattered my heart into 1,000 little pieces that day. For those who don't know, Jiro Dan played Hideki Go in Return of Ultraman Jack. Mm-hmm. And he was known for popping up from time to time in a lot of various roles. He was also in Godzilla Island and Hurricaneer and Real Soldier as well. So just a veteran in the Toku game, and just he seemed to be a really kind soul. Like I obviously I didn't know the man. I could just speak from what I've seen in his portrayals and what I've seen in interviews, and he just seemed like just a really, really good dude. And I will say, like, Return of Ultraman is one of my favorite Ultraman shows, like easily in my top 5.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we talked about him at length when we did the live stream for Superior Ultraman 8 Brothers and stuff, and how good he looked for his age. Like, goddamn, this motherfucker is 74 years old. Like, he died at 74. Damn.
Right. And still active acting, I believe. And as I was saying, like, I feel like Return of Ultraman gets overshadowed by OG Ultraman and Ultra 7, but it is a really, really good show. And a lot of that, I feel, is on the back of how Jiro played Dan versus, the previous two protagonists, where Hayata was like, the Boy Scout, good and plenty. And Dan, Ultra 7, was a literal alien. Like, Jiro played him kind of as like an everyman, and it brought a lot of warmth and a lot of humanity in him, and made a lot of the struggles of Jack, like, you know, really relatable. And it's just really something to, like, he brought a lot to that role, and it's just, I mean, he lived a good life.
He had lung cancer. You know, he was kind of battling through that. So
I mean, you know, hashtag fuck cancer for one of the worst fucking things ever. And it's just that just fucking sucks, man.
It's wild. Wow.
Then 2 days later, we lost, and I apologize if I'm gonna butcher his name, but Sada Izuka, who was a special effects artist on the original Ultraman. He was an optical synthesis technician, and he died at 88. And one of his famous contributions, you all, is that he is credited with creating the effect for the spatium beam in the original Ultraman.
Really?
Yeah. Now you're probably thinking like, oh, that's just a small thing. It's just like a little laser. But like the effect on pop culture that little light beam had, and it's referenced and still referenced and parodied and homage to this day. We can only hope that leave that level of impact on the world and pop culture. And for such a small contribution, the level of impact that had cannot be overstated.
Yeah, that's titans of the industry. Titans easily. Is that it? Was that it for
That's all I have at the moment, unless I missed. I'm probably sure I missed someone, but those were the two that jumped out at me. They were hit me
I think Jiro was the one that I saw, and I was like, holy shit, that guy, wow. Like that was the one that really, I think a lot of people that even if they weren't familiar with him, they seen his face before.
Because he did, like I said, he was pretty prolific. He popped up in random places from time to time. And Sentai fans, you should know
Real Soldier
masters, Real Soldier.
Yep. So, you know, we talked about length of a lot of the times in Toku, you know, we get toys and stuff, and they've been putting out a lot of weapons and stuff from certain things. The complete selection modification project where you get, you know, pretty much the show accurate belts that cost upwards of like $200-300. So apparently, on the Kamen Rider front, besides the belts, they're doing weapons, and apparently the Pegasus bowgun is up as part of this complete style gigantic. They did the Titan sword previously, apparently.
Now, am I tripping, or did they also announce the Don Brothers sword?
I believe so.
One, if not both of these things, must be gotten.
Yeah, I saw that and I was like, I need to know the price, and I'm pretty sure it's probably stupid ridiculous for the price. So yeah, hold on, what's the price that they're quoting for it? I mean, let me see. I'm pretty sure it's probably like $300 or something like that. So okay, no price soon. So we'll see.
So they're getting ready to without the Vaseline. Get ready.
Yeah. WonderCon happened this past weekend, and we got some 2 new figure arts, SH figure arts that's coming out from Yeats. First up, we have Kamen Rider Tycoon.
Let's fucking go. I think, isn't he already up for pre-order on Premium Bandai?
I believe so. I think that's going for $80, I think, on Premium Bandai. And then we also have Kamen Rider Buffa, and the price is right there, $80.
Yeah, I got him pre-ordered and ready to go. Didn't they also announce Geet's Boost Magnum?
Yeah. I didn't see pictures of it, but they definitely did announce that one. So that is definitely happening. Have you been watching King Oger, or are you kind of stocking up on episodes?
Oh no, I'm watching that week to week. That and Geets. Have you been watching it?
I'm actually stocking up episodes, so I'm doing the opposite of you. So I know they're up to what, episode 7, 8 right now, or 6.
Yeah, I think they're on. Yeah, they're about to hit 5 actually. Yeah.
Oh damn! I don't know why I was thinking it was 6 for some reason.
Yeah, we just got the team just had their first group henshin.
Okay.
Henshin. Sound like transformation.
Oh man. So they already revealed we're getting a Evil Ranger. Pretty much he's like a gray version of the Red Ranger, essentially.
Well, to be fair, Silver. I think he's Silver, right?
I think
Or is
silver.
he gray? Or is he gray? I don't know.
It looks grayish to me. I think I don't know what the color. It could be gray because either way, he's basically think like the Red Ranger except just silver
Yeah, and
essentially.
I
But
think
he's not.
he's not on the team. Like he's getting like a YouTube spinoff.
Yeah, apparently he's getting a YouTube spinoff, kind of a mini series and stuff. He's not the official Sixth Ranger, so just want to make that
Right.
perfectly clear because folks are
And-
like, "Oh, we got the Sixth Ranger already?" No, he's not a Sixth Ranger.
No, he's I guess he's a rival character now because I'm thinking, and I think I said on the show, we have a Sentai that's insect theme, and
Mhm.
if that Sixth Ranger is not a green grasshopper, y'all are fucking up.
I mean, I don't know what his thing with the bug is, but yeah, that would be kind of like, huh? No grasshopper, huh?
And he has to have a scarf. He has to have a scarf instead of a cape. He has to have a. Come on, man. Come on. I know. Look. I know it's low hanging fruit, but come on, y'all, give it to me. Please give it to me.
Ultraman Z is getting an English dub release.
Yeah, I saw that shit. And did you hear some of the clips?
No, I didn't. No, the cast list is interesting.
It's pretty interesting. And like because we've listened to we've had some Ultraman English dubs,
And
like
some Kamen Rider ones too.
Like the Ultra Galaxy Fight, because I think some of those are on YouTube, and
Mm-hmm.
the Ultraman Connection. And let's just be generous, like they're rough. The English, they're rough. But to be fair, I think a lot of that comes down to the actors being directed by non-native English speakers. So some of the instruction and delivery is coming off as a little stilted, a little jolty, a little hokey. Or you know what? Maybe I need to give them the benefit of the doubt and say maybe some of that is intentional. I don't know. I can't say. I'm not in the room with them.
Yeah. The localization is coming from Okatron 5000. They're the same people that did the dub for Shin Ultraman.
Yeah, and it's crazy hearing some of the Funimation. It was crazy hearing some of the Funimation people in Shin Ultraman.
Speaking of Funimation, Chris Sabat is executive producing and narrator for Ultraman Z.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Really?
Matt Shipman is voicing Ultraman Z. Zeno Robinson is Haruki.
No, wait, isn't he new Tai?
Who?
Zeno. Isn't he in the Digimon?
I think so, and he also voices one of the Red Ribbon robots from the new Dragon Ball Z.
Yes, I think he's the Blue Gamma, isn't he?
Yeah, Blue Gamma. Yeah,
I think. I mean, I don't.
It's
not
one of the
name,
Gammas.
I forget.
It's one of the Gammas. One of the Gammas.
Yeah.
Mick Lawler is Juggler. Mallory Rodak is Yoko, and Macy Ann Johnson is Yuka.
I mean, we'll see. Like Ultraman Z is one of my favorite fucking Ultraman show. Again, one of my favorite Ultraman shows, and I'm interested in seeing how this dub will be received in response. And like we say all the time, man, Subaraya is on that Ultraman agenda by hook or by crook. You niggas gonna be fans. Please believe.
So switching gears here, Power Rangers. Legend of the White Dragon coming out fall 2023.
Theatrical release.
And essentially, I think it's right around time of JDF's birthday, essentially. So perfect timing.
Oh man.
It's gonna be. See, here's is interesting. I saw the trailer for Legend of the White Dragon, and it's one of those things where I was like, well, we'll see how the movie turns out proper and all that, right? And I was kind of like sitting back looking at the quality of it, and it looks good. It doesn't have that theatrical aspect to it, which it doesn't bother me none, but it's definitely kind of like I'm curious to see how it looks in 4K or whatever on a big movie screen. And this could definitely be a huge deal. I don't know if it's going to be huge for the general public because, for us as people that watch Power Rangers, we're going to go to the theaters and see this because it's Jason David Frank, right?
Right.
I don't know how the general public's going to take to it other than looking at it and saying, oh, it's just a Power Ranger ripoff and just writing it off.
Right. And then, like, I hate to be that guy, but is it going to be a franchise? Because, I mean, the main star is, and
is it going to be one of those phantom things where it's one night only?
You know what? Again, let me be a little more generous because maybe it's good that it's a one and done. They release it because it's something that was his passion project. And it's a send off. It's for us as fans.
Oh, people
So,
definitely gonna be in tears. I ain't gonna
right.
lie. There's gonna be some people in. Man, look.
Listen, I'm I'm gonna be a fucking mess. So the second I see his fucking face, it's a wrap for me.
It's like
So like I'm not emotionally or mentally prepared for that, but it is what it is.
I'm just curious on what the general public is gonna see from it, because like I said, we know about it, but it's just like, when it hits that mainstream deadline and
maybe
all that stuff, how are they gonna take it?
Maybe there'll be a situation kind of like Serenity and Firefly. Like that movie was really just released for us as fans, like and it really wasn't for any outside public. Like it was just it's for us. And so like it did numbers, and like for whatever reason I think Fox expected Serenity to do like, oh, this is gonna be like numbers. Star Wars. No.
Look, the fact that it got a lot of critical acclaim, I thought was way better than it making a lot of money, because I think a lot of people were just shocked at how good it was for something as standalone as it was, because I knew people that never watched Firefly that love Serenity. So that spoke volumes of the quality, of the movie, how straightforward the narrative was. So
and so if we can get like a sliver of that, just not even the full hog, just half a hawk, I'll take it. It's fine.
Yeah. Amy Jo Johnson is doing a Mighty Morphin Power Rangers comic for Boom Studios. That was the big announcement for her, and part of the reason why she didn't return for the reunion special and such. And as Prime pointed out, it was also because she threw an offer. They didn't take it. It is what it is and stuff. But yeah, she pitched a story I did at Boom Studios, and yeah, she it's basically her following the current day events of the characters 30 years later, in a way.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll check. I mean, I'm curious. I mean, I don't know if that's enough to have me give Boom Studios money again, but it is a take. Now, the only thing that would give me pause was when I was reading the headline and she said, "This is my vision," and I kind of did that teeth suck in, like, "Oh, what does that mean?
There we go.
Oh, what does that mean?" But then, to be fair, like Amy Jo is she's a director, so at least I know that she can tell a story visually.
Yeah, she's been in the weeds, learning how to direct and write and stuff.
Right. And she is fairly passionate about the franchise. Like I'm saying, like she wasn't like JDF, like she wasn't a brand ambassador, but like she really freaking knows it. Like I would be concerned if Joe came out tomorrow and was like, "I'm doing a Cougar comic book." I'd be like, "Bullshit, sir.
Get the hell out of here!" Right?
Like, no, you're lying. But Amy Jo, I'd be like, that's fine. I mean, I would in a perfect world, I would love for that comic book to also have input from like David Yost, Walter, Austin, if possible.
It's her and her husband that's doing it. So
I mean, I was just like, it's just that my vision part is like, what does that mean? Like what?
Yeah. Speaking of which, we got MMPR Once and Always, the trailer that's dropping, and I gotta admit, it was nice. The trailer was dope. I'm liking the story. It fit the motif of what we've seen in Super Sentai with the 10 and 20 years later, which I think is great. It looks like it's only like 75 minutes, I think, for the whole thing.
As long as it's not 22 minutes, I think we'll be fine.
Yeah. And it got a lot of people, as Power Rangers does. It got people in their feels like, oh my God, we're seeing Power Rangers. They look old. Oh my God, Billy's back, and just everything that's there. And look, it went over well. It hit all the different venues and avenues. You had people out the woodworks that, much like the 2017 Power Rangers movie, that never seen Power Rangers or fell out from Power Rangers. Now they're back in the saddle watching it. So I'm hype. Me and Prime are definitely going to be doing a live reaction of the Once and Always as it airs on Netflix, which we'll get into in a minute on that. I'm happy to see the fruit of the labors of what this could be. Definitely.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. The only thing that, because I haven't watched the trailer in full yet, I've only watched it with like the sound off, because when it popped up, I was at work and I hadn't had a chance to like go back and watch it with the sound on.
Yeah, it popped up on my Insta. It popped on IG like I had woke up that morning and took a shower, got dressed and stuff, and I was logging into work and I looked on my phone. As soon as I hit IG, boom, David Yost posted Once and Always trailer. And I was like, what the hell? There's a trailer for this? Bam,
Right.
saw it. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, damn.
Now, the only thing that would get me, and I don't want to be a pedantic asshole, but I really, 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 really hope that Robo Rita is just like her evil essence given a body, and
That
that's
would be
not,
dope.
and that's not what I'm hoping it's not. It's just resurrected or transformed Rita. Now it might be whatever same fucking process that brought Zed back in Dino Fury, because that's not Zed, that's a clone in Dino Fury, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I think Zed came back. Yeah, Zed came back for Dino Fury, which it was. Yeah. So yeah, God, that was weird. That was definitely
And
a
it
weird
would
moment.
make a lot more sense for Zed to come back. But whatever. Let me let them
Yeah.
let them cook.
Can
We'll
I
see
talk
what
about it
happens.
real quick? I'll talk about it real quick. So Zed in the Power Rangers comic now has turned into full-blown Zed Ranger, and I'm feeling some
Okay,
way
see,
about that.
look. I was trying to avoid it, like, as we
No,
talked about
no.
moving up.
We already. Hey, look, we know the theme of this episode. We're letting the chopper loose. I gotta say something. As somebody like me, right? Promise made his voice known about the Power Rangers comic. Me, I'm still reading it because I find some enjoyment in certain stories. I saw that picture of the Zed Ranger and everybody losing their mind, and me, I'm sitting back like, really? That's like Zed is already badass by himself, right? And we know in MPR lore he wanted his own Dark Rangers, right? But at the end of the day, that's all we knew he wanted. He just wanted his own Dark Rangers. Now we know in the comic, spoilers, Zed used to be was it Eltarian or whatever? Eltarian.
Eltarian, yeah.
Eltarian end up being in a position where he transformed into Lord Zed. So he's a former Eltarian. And somehow in the comic, boom, he's a Ranger, Zed Ranger. And I'm like, why is it the default for every single thing? And you pointed this out too, is make him a Ranger.
See, I've caught on to Boom's trick. So they only get a couple of things in their bag. It's either one, Tommy, two, female Red Ranger, three, swap Rangers colors, traditional colors, and four, give somebody a Ranger form. That's all they do. That's it.
TMNT versus Power Rangers. We already seen in Power Rangers in Space that the Turtles are already good in their own right without Power Ranger powers. Will we get in the crossover? Give the Turtles the Power Ranger powers to make them Ranger Turtles and make the Power Rangers
action figures, baby.
And make the Power Rangers Mutant Rangers, where they're the animal versions of their powers. So Jason is the T-Rex. It's like, okay, that's cool. Make Shredder Green Ranger, and it's like, yeah, we're selling figures, huh? Okay, I get it, because Power Rangers sell toys, I get it, but like, we don't need Shredder to be a Power Ranger. Sorry, it's just
right.
no.
Is there maybe an alternative way, or like, and I wouldn't mind some of the stuff if it had like a better story or narrative reason to be.
Exactly.
But a lot of it is just, and you get a Ranger form, and you get a Ranger form. It's like, man, whatever, man.
Yeah, I just had to put that out there because it's like for all the stories that they have me interested in, they always resort back to doing those things. Like, it's like you have these good backstories on Lord Zed. It's like, all right, cool. I like the fact that we're seeing that he's Eltarian and how he came to be. Cool. And then boom, recent story. Oh, make him a Ranger to overcome the new Rita that's in the comics right now. I'm like,
right. Did they reveal that Zed is Zordon's brother yet, or are they still saving that?
Don't fucking say that.
Or are they still saving that nugget for later on down the line? It's
probably
they haven't yet.
Probably later on down the line.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I sleep. Okay.
Yeah. So it's just, or I even take it a step further. I think you and what's his face Landrill sat there and said the best. Or all of a sudden, Tommy's a White Ranger in the comics, and then all of a sudden they introduced this new character that was in Go-Go as the Green Ranger, and I'm like, why are you making the Green Ranger power is gone? Why are we?
Right. And I really do feel some type of way about that, because like the Green Dragon Ranger, that is Tommy's cross to bear.
And not nobody else's. Like,
and then on top of that, it's the fucking Bat in the Sun suit. On top of that,
see, I'm not I'm not saying anything because I'm wearing the Bat in the Sun suit as a cosplay. So
I mean, I'm not gonna knock you, but but you.
you couldn't go OG Green Ranger in the comics though. Like you could like I don't know. It's just I guess to make the guy that's the Green Ranger unique and stuff, but still, it's like you said, it's Tommy's cross to bear to be Green Ranger. Like you can't just throw that on anybody else.
Right. And then I also don't like the message that they're saying narrative, like, is it's okay for superheroes to have a supporting cast that aren't superheroes. That's okay. That is allowed.
But we saw that's and that's on top of me and Prom said it best, like the shit with the Psycho Rangers. We got to rehab the Psycho Rangers. Why? They're evil. Let them be evil. The fuck?
Like what was the?
Nobody asked you to rehab the Psycho Rangers to be, hey, let's eat some popcorn and watch a movie. Like, no, they're evil. Let them be evil.
Like, who the fuck was like, we need anti-hero Psycho Rangers? No,
nobody
really.
Asked for this. We loved them because they were evil.
But like, not everyone's really truly evil. Nah, these niggas are. Yeah.
These motherfuckers were like Brock Lesnar on the fucking In Space Rangers. They literally were like suplex sitting these motherfuckers. I'm like, yo, that's why we like them, because they just
said. And you know what? Sometimes it's okay if your bad guys are just evil. Like, not everyone needs to be have a tragic fucking backstory. So like, some motherfuckers just want to watch the world burn, and that is okay. That is fine.
We're perfectly fine with that. Like that's what makes them evil, because that's it. It's like
and then like it's this really weird thing, especially in like US comic books, where you have to go, oh, we have to sympathize with the villain or see where they're coming. Like, you can sympathize, but the problem is you all are trying to make us empathize.
I don't want to.
Like, no, like it's supposed, like I say this all the time, but like I get so flustered with people who are like, Magneto is right. I'm like, bro, Magneto is a racist fascist. Like, that's his character is supposed to be a tragedy. It's not supposed to be something that's aspirational. Like, you're supposed to go, and his fear corrupted him and made him what he hated. Like, it's not supposed to be like, oh yeah, Magneto was right. No. When you start talking about killing children and ethnic cleansings, that's never right. Do you get that right? You understand that, right?
Okay. It's the reason why I looked at people sideways and Killmonger was right. I was like, guys, this man was literally going to give weapons and start a fucking war.
And it was never about and it was never about his hashtag Hotep ass message. He's a selfish cunt. Like, that was his character.
My dude was gonna start a fucking race war, and T'Challa was like, "Hey, dude, if you give guns to everybody, you're just gonna start a war, right? You know this, right? This is not gonna go well for anybody, right?"
He's like, "My name is Killmonger. Are you fucking surprised, bro? What do you thought was gonna fucking happen, bro?"
Oh my god. Hey, you know what? He's right. It's not as bad as giving Chun. See, again, they sold toys. It was to sell a toy and sell a game.
But at least, at the very least, couldn't they be cool toys? Like, did they have to look so fucking lame?
I know.
Did you see the fucking Kamen Ranger? Why would you?
Look, we talked about it last episode. I showed the picture. We seen the data, guys. Don't buy that. Just no. So, Prime, you ready to talk about your favorite, your BFF cookie?
All right, so, ladies and gentlemen, gentle viewers, gather around for the tale as we tell the story of the Pookie Paradox.
Or the man that doesn't know when to shut the fuck up.
So, you know what, CJ? At this point, it's a tale as old as time. Fans discuss things amongst themselves. Pookie Simon comes in the convo, says some wild ass shit.
Top rope.
Right? He gets a smidgen of pushback or objective criticism, and then he throws a temper tantrum and says he's being attacked. Like,
how, sir? How?
You can't. You walked into my house. Like,
thank you.
What the fuck? Okay, so this is what happened last week, y'all.
All right.
So someone on Twitter had a question about the audio visual fidelity for Once and Always, right? Mm-hmm. And they were in a group of fans discussing it and talking about it. All right. Mm-hmm. So Pookie slides into the conversation again, as he does. And after some back and forth, someone, and I'm paraphrasing here, they make a comment lamenting about the lack of recent physical releases. And I think they said something along the lines of, so like, the series can have a proper home video format or something like that.
Yeah, basically to the extent of, are we ever going to get a physical release of Once and Always in some way, shape, or form in the future? Which that's been a thing that me and you talked about, because like ever since like the Neo Saban era stuff has not been on physical media consistent with what the previous releases have.
Right. And I think the person also said something about how spotty it has been from Samurai to Ninja Steel. Like I'm going back from memory. So y'all please forgive me if I get one or two details a little smidgen. But they made that comment about, and I do remember that they said that they wanted the series to have a proper home video format release. That's fair, right?
Very fair. Very fair.
So in response to that statement, Pookie said, and this is a direct quote, if you have the right receiver, screen, and home theater system, the Netflix stream should look and sound excellent.
Prime, how much is Netflix a month?
Okay, see now.
It's up to 20 a month, ain't it? Like at least
it's up there now. So like,
yeah.
Okay, all right. So I see that statement, and I couldn't believe what I saw.
The audacity,
the gall of the white man. It is unparalleled. It is unmatched. So I saw that, and I took someone else's screenshot of that comment, and I made some comments about it. And to be fair, because BCJ, I'm all about self-reflection. I look back and I go, well, what I said was kind of salty, but in full context, again, this is not the first time that Pookie has slid in people's mentions and said some off the wall, out of pocket, ridiculous shit.
Yeah.
So, and I pointed out in my comments, right? Basically, that's what he said, Blake. Pookie stop being poor. Simon Pookie eventually, right?
Yep.
And so I made a statement pointing out that this came across as because I was referring to the response that he gave to the person about physical releases. I said this comes across as I was like, this is extremely tone deaf and came across as very elitist. And it's a very odd way to respond to a comment about physical media, right? It was a real let them eat cake moment, if you will. Telling his fans that if they had the right streaming equipment, you don't need to have a physical release, which, that's wrong. You're allowed to be wrong. That's fine.
Yeah, you're allowed to.
I mean, I also bet he thinks Spotify sounds better than a vinyl, which, you're allowed to have that opinion.
Each their own.
It's dog shit wrong, but you can have it. That's fine.
One is convenient, the other gives you proper audio sound quality. It's just that's.
I mean, it's you are comparing Doritos to a steak. Like it isn't.
It's like MP3. It's like when MP3s came out. A lot of sound files were like, audio files, as they say, the people that, are very keen on audio. They're like, yeah, MP3s are convenient, but the sound quality is not as good as actual, like, raw physical copy of the music that you're buying.
Right. And they serve similar functions, but they meet two very different needs and very different tastes. So, I made a few comments, and again, like I said, I was kind of salty, but, a straw can only take so much, right? Because this is, again, not the first time he's done this, and it's probably gonna not be the last time he does this as our planet rotates.
Oh no, it's not.
We'll get there, CJ. We'll get there. Let's not spoil the fans. Okay, so as I said, my issue with the way he replied to that fan about physical media, right, and how it came across as elitist, and to be frankly, a little mean spirited to his fans, like. He's basically telling
them, you're nice, sir. It was all the way mean spirit. It wasn't just, it was a little no.
I mean, look, I'm benefit of the doubt. So it's a real odd look to tell fans of your work that instead of trying to give you money for the show, you just need to spend money on a home theater and you wouldn't need it. Like that's just what the fuck?
Just need a 4.0 surround sound system and $18.99 for Netflix and you'd be good. It's great.
Right. I mean, so anyway, So like I said, I took somebody's screenshot of the comments. I did not at this dude. I did not reply to the conversation. I didn't even say his name in any of my tweets. And again, I used a screenshot from somebody else. And lo and behold, guess who comes slinking their way into my mentions?
You guessed it.
That's right. It's our friend Pookie Cookie. So he comes in and is like, that's not what I said. I was like,
Really?
okay, so I have eyes, right? Like I can see what you wrote and what you replied to. And he said, oh, then he started trying to like walk it back in this weird way. Like he was talking about, oh, I was talking about 4K and Dolby Atmos and some shit. And I said, okay, you know what? That's nice.
Fair.
But calling your fans poor unfortunates for wanting to support a show they like is a choice that you made, sir.
That's a choice. It is a choice. You're right.
Right. And so, even if what he said, even if that was not his intent, intent does not equal impact. And I'm like, I'm so frustrated that in 2023, we are still having to say this to white people. Like, you may mean well, but like your impact can be 100% 180 from your intent. And so, like, if that's not what you intended, like all you had to go was like, okay, my bad. That's not what I intended. But no, he like double down and triples down and starts doing the white man martial arts of deflect, distract, and deny. So
white man martial arts. God damn it, man.
And so, like, look, like I said, I'm about self-reflection. I'm like, let me take a step back. I'm like I said, I was salty. Maybe I misinterpreted what he said. And like I looked at the comments, and CJ, for every one person going, oh man, y'all stretching, he didn't call y'all poor, you stretch Armstrong, whatever the fuck. There were 3 or 5 people who had the same reaction I had, and there were people doing memes about stacking your paper. So like they were like, you are twisting my words. We were not twisting your words. We were just restating what you fucking said.
Verbatim.
And so, right. So then he starts doubling down some more. And now I got the full Pookie Patrol pie in my mentions, gaslighting me like they're fucking Trump supporters, right? Going, he didn't say that exactly. So here's the thing, CJ. Words mean things, right?
They do.
And when combined into sentences, those words can carry subtext, metaphor, indirect, direct statements. So I'll give you an example. One of the members of the Pookie Patrol told me to go touch grass. And I said, right after you get off your knees. Now, they were implying that I was a fat, sweaty nerd. And I was implying with my words that they were a cocksucker. But we never directly called each other those things because they were implied by the words in the situation in the context of the words that we chose. Isn't learning about language and communication fun, CJ?
Yes, it is. It is.
All right. And my dude, Jax, bless this man, on Twitter, he said it best. He said he didn't literally say you're broke. That's a good point. One question, though, what kind of answer is just have a home movie theater set up to the statement of y'all ever gonna make DVDs? Like, what? That's it. That is it. So me and Cookie go back and forth a little bit, and he says something along the lines of like, physical release aren't under my purview. I don't have control of that at all. And I said, that is it. That is the logical answer that we would expect of somebody to that person's statement, not what you previously said, which was completely such a tone-deaf, classist response. So, and then even then, CJ, I find that statement highly dubious, but I have no choice but to believe him because he said it.
Gotta take it at his word.
Take him at his word. But I find that statement as well highly dubious because I know for a fact on other certain shows like Doctor Who, the showrunner, head executive, they have control over everything, even down to what logos get used on shit. And so, you know what? To be fair, maybe he's right. Maybe he's right. You know, different franchises, different companies, different brand. I'll take him at his word. I'll believe him at that.
Yeah.
And so, and I also find that this entire exchange, the irony, very palpable. That people were saying, I was saying that it was his fault that we weren't getting DVDs. Like, you're blaming Pookie that we're not getting DVDs. I never said a goddamn thing about it being Pookie's fault that we're not getting physical releases. I was pointing out that he was being extremely dismissive, divisive, and rude to, again, need I note, his fans. And like, why am I more concerned about public relations than this motherfucker? Like, what the fuck? Now, again, I pointed out the words that he was saying, and I need to remind you that I did not at this man, I did not tag this man, I did not use this man's names anywhere in my tweets. And he goes, oh, I'm being attacked. And he says, I'm going to start blocking people. And like, we're not being fair to him. And I'm like, dude, you came here You approached me.
It's like I didn't tag you into my tweets. I just
I didn't call you. You came here of your own fucking free will. Now he thinks that a block is a punishment, bro. This is paradise. I never have to see your fucking tweets ever again. Like if you ever want to punish me, you can need to contact Muskrat and be like, make my feed nothing but your tweets. That's punishment. That's fucking torture. I wouldn't know what to do. So as we're going through before, because I was trying to, be civil in this entire exchange.
Yeah.
While we're talking, there are people hitting him up going, "Oh, I'm so sorry this happened to you. Fans are so toxic. So let me get it straight. So what exactly is happening to the rich white man? Somebody is asking him to have accountability for the way he talks and treats people. Like, I know at this stage in America, that's like trying to pull a unicorn tooth, but I mean, we can try to come to some kind of agreement here. And like the fact that he and the Pookie Patrol are calling me toxic in the worst of the fandom. And need I remind you, CJ, a fandom that is full of xenophobes, abusers, liars, and scammers, because I just restated the words that he himself said. And then he came at me, and because I didn't give him an answer that he didn't like, he got his little feelings hurt. Gee golly, I'm such a fucking monster. Like, what the fuck? Now, my man Alex said I fucked up, is where I was trying to have a discussion with people who pay for Twitter. That was my first mistake. So,
well,
I'll take accountability on that. That's on me. My bad. I shouldn't have done that. Now, I have never seen someone, CJ, with level of talent that reaches like a half an inch above mid. Like, it's just like half a notch above mid. Like the most unseasoned ass chicken writing to have this many sycophants and dick riders. I'm like, are Power Ranger fans that deeply lost in the desert and that desperate for validation that they need to have this really strange, toxic parasocial relationship with this dude who is clearly miserable in his job?
I mean, let's be real. Like, nobody is above critique, and I think that's the issue people have, because it's like
I was just going to say, because people treat him like he is the god of Power Rangers, and he is clearly not, because we've seen his work.
I mean, because even beyond just Cookie, I've always been of the school of thought that if you're not providing any sort of value to help a conversation, you should probably just not talk. We've seen like James Gunn right now is doing good work because he's out here like, yo, I have a plan for the DC movies, just as an example. And he's out here debunking a lot of the bullshit that gets pushed out as news.
And also, to be fair to James Gunn, like, having that shit, like, bro, you don't even have to reply to him. Like, let that shit fly. Let it go.
Yeah, but at the core of it, I get it, because it's like, yeah, these people are spreading things that could actually fuck up our movies in terms of people's expectations beyond just what they might expect as fans, obviously. But like, no, this could hurt that. And I think that, and like you said, it's like there's nothing you could do about that because it's always going to happen regardless of how many things you do. But at least at the core, I get it. But then you get people like Cookie and others where they just say stuff unabashedly, and it's like, bro, just don't stop talking. Stop talking.
Like that dude who said he hated watching Power Rangers for research for the comic book. Why are you telling us this, bro?
Stop saying it. Keep that to yourself. Like, no,
we didn't fucking ask for that shit. And it's like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And I like I said, I felt for a second like I was drinking crazy juice. I'm like, I know what I read, what this motherfucker said. Like, I know I'm not missing crazy what he was fucking saying. Like, I know I'm not nuts. And go ahead.
No, you got. I was just drinking some.
Yeah, so just would defend this dude to the fucking death. So like, it's other insane. So like, this is not the first time. Like I said, it's not the first time. It's not the last time. This is something that he constantly does. And anytime he gets anything that isn't universal praise or slobbing on his knob, he gets in his fucking feelings. Like, we didn't ask you to be here. Like, why? First of all, why are you responding to people that don't at you? Like, that means that are you that insecure, that unsure of your work? And see, like, again, I don't know Cookie. And look, people wondering, why do I call him Cookie? I call him Cookie because he's soft as fuck and he crumples.
There you go. There you go.
Cookie is always like sliding in. And I don't know this dude personally, but from his actions, I feel like he thinks he is either slumming it up or he's gonna be a big fish in a small pond doing this children's television show.
I mean, he said it best. He's already about to leave after this show's done. So it's like, damn, dude, really? Damn.
He said, after my 10 episodes of Cosmic Fury, my obligation is done. Why are you fucking talking to me then? Go away.
Also,
go edit.
He just showed his hand in the fact of, confirm. Cosmic Fury is only getting 10 episodes. Thanks.
Right. Thanks, bro.
Thanks.
Bro, go away. Don't you have some shows there? Like, why are you bothering me? Why are you?
And bear in mind, I want to make this note. Cookie is not the first person that's a writer or somebody of a certain status that goes around quote tweeting and atting people, because we've seen movie directors do this shit.
Right.
We've seen actors do this shit. And it's like I
remember that.
I think Tyrese years ago on early Twitter used to do that shit.
Was that when they were roasting his ass? It was around the same time that fucking crying video came out?
Yep.
Bro,
he was atting people out even if you didn't follow Tyrese, he was out there quote tweeting and atting people. I'm like, God damn, Tyrese, ain't that serious. It's jokes.
Right. And what I just chef's kiss about the interaction between me and Cookie that day is that he didn't have a definitive or strong answer for any of my statements. I'm like, why are you talking to these people like that? Like, why? Because I didn't say that. You said that. Why are you talking to them like that? And he didn't have a response, because usually I think he's used to interacting with trolls and sycophants. So anyone, again, who gives him like any level of pushback, his brain can't comprehend that. I mean, again, I've seen his writing, so it makes sense. That's logical to me. Like, he couldn't. I get that. Hold on. CJ, do you see how language works? Do you see what I'm doing? Do you see what I'm doing there?
Yes,
okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, good. All right. And so April Fool's Day rolls around, right? And I'm on the internet. I'm chilling. I'm minding my own business. And it gets dropped in the group chat, a bunch of messages from Pookie, I guess, talking to a burner account, asking about physical releases. And he's gone like complete fucking mask off. And I saw those messages and I'm just like, okay. So let me get this straight, CJ. So I point out the way that Pookie talks to people is rude and anti-customer. And for April Fools, he does a bit where he's rude and anti-customer. I'm like, where's the joke? That's how he normally talks to y'all. Like, I don't what's funny about this? Like, that's his normal. That's his normal interaction with you all. Where's the April Fool's Day joke? Like, look, I want everyone right now.
I want people to understand April Fool's jokes has to work when you actually make a joke that's opposite of what you are, what you do.
Like that entire Twitter thread he had with himself, that was just you. That where's the joke? Now, and I want everyone here to know that on April Fool's Day, I was not as petty or as cruel as I wanted to be. And I want you all to remember that. I want you all to remember on that day that I didn't go mask off, because when I woke up that morning, I had the idea I'm gonna at Pookie and go, hey Simon, look, man. Oh no, words were exchanged. I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, I want to deeply and sincerely apologize. Psych, bitch, suck my dick. I didn't do that though. I didn't do that. I didn't do that.
Because we're adults, Prime. All right, we're adults.
Right. Again, why am I thinking more about public relations than he is? I don't fucking know.
We do podcast, Prime, so we think about public relations all the time.
Look. It's like that post I put up. It's people who can't communicate think everything is an argument, and people who lack accountability think everything is an attack. Ironically, Cookie is both.
Yeah, you're right.
So, and because I know they might do it, and I know they're gonna probably quote me out of context. That's fine. You do you. Send this bit to Pookie. I want him to know it was me, and he can still go fuck himself.
Yeah, that whole saga had me in tears. I was just like, damn, like that's where we're at, huh? All right, cool. You know, yeah.
Weak as water. Weak as
water. Man. You know what? Say what you will about Kyle Hings, but at least he was accepting the criticism when he was right. Yeah, true.
Right, because even true. Like, look, we gave Kyle a lot of flack, but even he was like, yeah, I don't know a lot of shit, and he was honest about it. Yeah, I wish he wasn't, because he's telling this shit like we shouldn't know. Like, don't tell me that shit, Kyle. But
it felt like there was a little bit of lament from Kyle, like, damn it, I wish I knew more, when I did this, but it is what it is. I feel like it's going
too far, but I feel like at least he was open to criticism, because criticism at the end of the day is about offering something constructive to help people grow and learn. Like, when have we ever just been negative about anything Pookie? Have we ever been just truly just negative about anything he's done? I mean, we
No, it's
called him
just,
out for like the
but
stupid shit that he says as a person.
yeah. I
But
mean, but
like
the thing of it is, we've critiqued, dude. No, because we haven't done a Morphin Metacast on Donald Fury. We did it on
and see,
Beast Mode.
here's my thing though. Now, because of his actions, I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can be partial because I can't separate the art from the artist now because he's such a dipshit. Like he's giving me real JK vibes. You know what I mean?
It's like, how can I love Harry Potter and JK's out here being a dick? It's like, fuck.
I'm getting that vibe. He gives that aura, that energy. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, and look, we had our critiques of Cal, but I would say to Cal's credit, I even said it so too. I love that he parlayed that into doing Radiant Black, and Radiant Black has been like the best thing that he has going for him because it's like an original property.
Cares about it. That's the thing.
Yeah, it's something that's original.
Gives a shit.
It's his original idea. He's taking ideas of what he did with Power Rangers and just making it his own. And because it's his idea, like you said, it's the passion is there now because it's not an existing franchise that he has to know the history of and do all this. It's his own thing, which, yeah, if it's your own thing, yes, you're going to be passionate because it's your baby. You know, you're going to want this thing to be good. And hey, he's got a lot of good things coming out of it. So, hey, you know,
I mean, bless up to him.
So yeah, that's the saga of what happened, and that,
ladies and gentlemen, was the Pookie paradox. If you have any comments, feel free to ask.
Look, the conversation. I'm not going to even relay the conversation that me, you, and all of us had in that group chat because that shit was fucking hilarious.
Oh, so yeah, we all had a good chuckle that day.
Oh yeah, it was, oof, man, that was hilarious. But you know, look, it is what it is, you know.
So basically, you're gonna believe your eyes or what I'm telling you. I'm right.
Exactly. But anyways, we're here to talk about Kamen Rider Black. I feel we have to do this as a palate cleanser from Black Sun.
Black Sun is so bad.
I was like, yo, I feel it's only right that we talk about the Showa era Kamen Rider Black. Probably one of the well-known Showa era shows next to Kamen Rider, OG Kamen Rider.
Yeah, it's really popular because it aired in a lot of different places. I believe it aired in Hawaii, Latin America. I want to say Brazil too.
It might have. I mean, Brazil damn near gets everything else.
Fun fact: did you know Just Beyond is really popular in Brazil because it aired there?
There's a lot of things that's popular in Brazil. Like KOF is huge in Brazil. The B Fighter series, the Metal Hero series is like huge in Brazil. Which in itself is like, holy shit, it really is. Like, damn, like that's.
I mean, you love to see it.
Hey, look, yeah. I mean, it crazy is. Which, funny enough, that probably accounts for why we have so many listeners of Morphin Metacast from Brazil. I'm dead serious. Like the numbers is ridiculous. I'm like,
you lying.
Dead serious. Like me and D pointed it out to me. He's like, dude, you gotta log in and look at the numbers from Brazil. It's insane. I was like,
what?
Yeah. So clearly there are people in Brazil that's listening to Morphin Metacast and like what we do. So, you know.
Oh, that warms my cold, dark, black heart.
It's like the Grinch and the Grinch's heart went from small to large.
3 sizes that day.
3 sizes.
Not the only thing that grew 3 sizes.
Hey-yo. The only Kamen Rider to actually have a sequel series.
So far.
Black RX.
Yes. So that's how popular that shit was.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be fair. I feel like they knew they were gonna do that sequel series. Like I want to say like midway point through the final arc because that final arc has a hard tone shift to like.
Okay. So let's talk about this. Okay, so we talked about Black Sun. The baseline of what we talked about with Black Sun is essentially what Kamen Rider Black is. Black is in Shadow Moon. They were created by Gorgon to essentially be in line to be the next Creation King.
Right.
Gorgon, just like in Black Sun, shows they had people in political power that was essentially netting them money to keep going with their shenanigans.
Yeah, and
Essentially,
their promise is if you do X, Y, and Z for us, we'll make you immortal just like us.
yeah, essentially. And so everything for the most part is in line. Black Sun pretty much got the baseline of it and stuff. Where it diverges is that Kamen Rider Black, just overall, it's still at its core a Kamen Rider show.
It's still a superhero show.
Yeah, it's still a superhero show. It's nothing super serious and such.
I
And
mean, it has its moments, but it's still it doesn't forget what it is.
Yeah, it knows what it is and stuff. And like you said, the latter half of the series, it takes a hard turn because I want to make people perfectly clear here, right? The first, like after the first episode where we get the backstory of Black and we see how he came to be, his dad gets killed and he has to fight off, Black has to fight off the three priests, right? A good chunk of the beginning parts of the series is just Monster of the Week, occasional stuff with the politicians, and Kamen Rider Black facing off against mutants, right? And then freaking what's his face? What was it? Bill. I'm gonna botch his name up. What's his
Virginia guy, yeah.
Yeah, Virginia. He comes in, and that's when the series actually ends up having a semblance of a story where we have basically two factions at play here in terms of what they want to do for the world, because Virginia wants to take over the world, and then the priests just basically want to get a new creation king.
Right, and they were playing some hardcore fucking Game of Thrones with that shit. And mad respect to the creation king. He's a goddamn troll.
Yes,
he on that shit. He on that bullshit.
Yeah, it does it gets Game of Thronesy, and then once like Shadow Moon pops up in like the last like 13, 14 episodes of the show, it's like off to the races,
bro. Those last like that arc when the minute Shadow Moon wakes up, that shit is peak Kamen Rider. It is dope.
Oh yeah, yeah. He goes in and was like, "Hey, dog, I love that sword. It's mine now."
But I'm the sword. Well, then what do I have? A tombstone, bitch. Get the fuck out of here.
You die.
It's like, enjoy that dirt nap, bitch.
Yo. Why does Shadow Moon have to debo my man like that?
Right. And I think I said this on the Black Sun. Like, we obviously everybody likes Shadow Moon. Like, who the fuck doesn't like Shadow Moon?
Come on. The design, everything is like, yeah. Come on.
Cool as fuck. But where I think one of the things that I would say that Black Sun did better is that Shadow Moon, like I said, had a little more agency. Like the second that Nobuhiko wakes up in the original show, like that's not him anymore. Like he's been completely brainwashed.
He's
like
evil.
He is gone. And he's like, and to be fair, like he spends most of his time just standing around making evil speeches. And I guess they didn't want to have that shiny ass suit out doing stunts and shit because he didn't have that many fights. Now he did get a dope fight in the was it the Onigashima movie before? Was it the Onigashima movie or was it the other movie where he fights in that quarry and he does that jump technique? Anyway.
Yeah.
He didn't get that many like one-on-one fights until like later on to the show. But like he's just like, oh, I'm gonna be Gollum because he's been brainwashed. Like that would have happened to Kotaro. Now Black Sun, Nobuhiko, he's not brainwashed. He is imprisoned, but like
he breaks
everything that he does, he breaks out, and everything that he does is his choice. Like, and we can see why he's making the choices that he's making. And it's not just to be like he arrives at the same goal, but he takes a different path of his choose. Am I making sense? Because it sounds like I'm
no, because it's essentially him and Black Sun and him and Black and Black Sun. They essentially are kind of working together until he's like, hold on. Yeah, nah. This is the direction I'm going in, and that's when their paths kind of diverge.
Yeah, he went full Killmonger, if you will.
Yeah, it's like nah. These people gotta go. It's like we're not doing this,
right?
So and that's, to be honest with you, that's what makes it funny, because him being brainwashed in this one, it's because the priests basically they're pretty much on the losing end of things, and
man. Kotaro was getting in their ass, man.
So basically, they're like, all right, let's just go on ahead and revive Shadow Moon out of his coma early, and it's at the expense of them turning back into humans when they do this. So they can't turn back into humans once they revive them, and that's when Shadow Moon ends up becoming the main player of it. But I would say the lead up to it, it's like I said, the standard Monster of the Day formulas. I like the mutant designs because they're all just different, monsters that you see. They have, like I said, hold on, because I have a list of them up here. Because it's like all these different monsters. You have freaking, you have basically all of them: bat mutants, spider mutants, leopard, goat, flea, silkworm, eagle, a bee. Like, just think any sort of animal or bug. That's the type of mutant that you're gonna get.
Yeah, and I think it's understated. I think how popular this show was, because a lot of what happened in Black that then kind of becomes the template for a lot of like the early Heisei shows, especially in tone, like
Kuga to a degree.
Yeah, but basically a lot like he sets the pace. Like, it's the first Kamen Rider without a scarf or without a muffler. And that, I think the idea behind that was, I'm gonna have to check my notes behind that because it's been a while since I've read some production stuff, but I think the idea was that they wanted to get away of the notion of the rider suit is being worn by a person. Like, they wanted to get away from that. Like, I think Ishinomori's initial design when coming up with Black was he wanted to be a grasshopper man wearing a suit instead of a person wearing it's the other way around. He wanted a grasshopper man in a suit, not a man in a grasshopper suit.
That's confusing, but
he wanted a grasshopper. I'm saying it wrong. He wanted a grasshopper man wearing a suit, not a man wearing a grasshopper suit. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Right, yeah.
That makes sense, because I was like, that doesn't make. I'm confused.
Right. Yeah, he wanted to strain more toward. He wanted to get away from to not make it like there's a human, because in some of the Showa suits, like on especially Ichigo and Ego, you can still see like the human underneath. Like, you can see their neckline and all that shit. And like we didn't want none of that shit. Like, we wanted to look inhuman. And that's where we get shit like the coconut meat parts on Black.
Yeah, it was definitely, they really showed kind of like like he's a monster under the suits, and like you said, you see a little bit of it in the suit itself, which is interesting, kind of seeing that, because it's like because I'm always a fan of like the rawness of these Kamen Rider suits, even going all the way back to like OG Kamen Rider with the hair popping out in the back and stuff. Like, I always like that kind of little detail.
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons why the Ichigo costume is one of my favorite superhero costumes, because you can see the human underneath. Like, he still looks like alien and inhuman, but you see the parts of the human like sticking out. Like, you can see his neckline, the hair, and shit like that. I just think that's cool as fuck. Also, a lot of the formula from current Rider, like Black versus Shadow Moon, that set the formula for a lot of the Rider versus Rider in later shows. And a lot of Kamen Rider Black is kind of like a return to origin. So it's like essentially a retelling of the original show.
Yeah, because OG Kamen Rider is, he got kidnapped, turned into a cyborg, and then fighting Shocker. Which shout out to Shin Kamen Rider, because that shit looks fire.
I got the prologue, but I don't know if I want to watch it yet, if I want to save it for when I see the whole movie. But anyway,
just had to throw that out there.
Yes, I mean, I'm excited. I mean, okay. So anyway,
yeah.
And so a lot of that goes to like like you said, it has a lot of those same elements. So I think one of the producers said, and again, I'm trying to remember because it's been so many years since I've read this shit. But one of the things they were trying to do is that they took the 5 characteristics, like what makes a Kamen Rider a Kamen Rider. So you got a hero who escapes from an evil organization, cyborg, riding a motorcycle, grasshopper motif, superhero for justice. So they wanted to take those 5 elements and remix it and do it like a contemporary. A great example. So just like how Gundam Seed is like a
telling of Mobile Suit Gundam,
of the original, kind of in that same way, because it hits some of those same points and it remixes some of those elements. Like, for example, the Kamen Rider boys in this show, instead of being kids who help out Kamen Rider like a little fun after school club, these are child soldiers or dudes who are forced to stop aging, and they're like a little guerrilla combat. So it takes certain elements and it twisted it. And I think it does a lot of it really well.
I mean, even down to the high drama between Shadow Moon and Kotaro, because it's like there's a point where Kotaru transforms back into his human form, and you see the humanity a little bit, and Shadow Moon pop out.
Right, and a lot of that does to the actors. Fun fact: the homeboy who played Nobuhiko, he was the second up for Kotaro. So they just
Really?
they just cast him as Nobuhiko.
Oh, that was interesting.
Yeah,
I mean, that is kind of something that's interesting too, because that happens a lot of the times. It's like, well, this actor didn't get this role, so put him in another role.
That's also how homeboy from Zenkaiser was Stacy. Like he auditioned for Zenkaiser.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't get that role. He didn't get that role. But the producers and shit liked him so much, they're like, let's make some for this. Let's make some.
What is with Toku and even Power Rangers doing this? Where, because we found that in Power Rangers, there were certain actors that auditioned for certain Rangers, they didn't get it, but they end up being another Ranger for like another season. Because didn't Yoshi like go up for a one season, didn't get it, and then he popped up in Dino Charge?
If I'm not mistaken, wasn't Yoshi like hard to paint, always trying to get in the show?
Yeah. And it was like, all right, Yoshi, you're in Dino Charge.
Right.
Jesus.
Finally, damn, just stop showing up to my office. God damn.
Because even in OG PR, I want to say it was one of the Rangers. They were trying to go for one of the, I don't know if it was either Walter or Jason David Frank was trying to go for.
Am I not mistaken? But didn't David Yost audition for Jason?
Something like that. And then he didn't get it, but then they circled back and was like, hey, how about Billy? And it's like, all right, cool.
So, yeah, I mean, if you find an actor you like, just because they don't fit that one role, don't throw the resume away, because there's always going to be a need for motherfuckers in these shows. Mm-hmm. Obviously.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I see it now. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's crazy and stuff. I find it interesting that for the Shadow Moon voice, they didn't use the same actor for it. They went with a different actor for the voice.
Right. I need to look that up. Like, was he like a fucking big actor at that time? Because like he only popped up like a couple of times. Like he did a couple of the Cocoon episodes, or when they did those long ass flashbacks to that birthday party.
Yeah, that's about it. But meanwhile, the guy that voiced Shadow Moon, he did, what was it? Dino Axe form. And Dino. And he was Kamen Rider Ajito. So there you go. Oh, you still there?
Yeah, I'm just nodding my head. I'm here.
Yeah, he just did that and stuff. So I'm like, oh, okay then. But that is kind of weird. The other actor is just like, oh, that's all you did with Shadow Moon? Didn't do anything else? That's weird.
Now, speaking of actors, I will say it's really funny watching this show and seeing Ultraman be essentially Dr. Shinigami.
Yeah.
And I mean, to be fair, that you do that thing, because I know I just said at the beginning of the show, he was basically a Boy Scout in Ultraman, which he was. Yeah. But you know, actors want to get that thing, like I want to play a villain, and I feel like he did a really good job. I mean, he served that role really well. I think everybody, yeah, you're right, everyone did.
I think everybody wants to at some point be a villain, so to actually be able to embellish in that role is always fun.
Now, I think it was it Pre on Twitter that was like, what is up with Ultraman actors being villains in Kamen Rider? Like, why is that a continuous thing?
Yeah.
Did they post that list?
I don't know if they posted the list. Hold on. Let me see if I can find that list, because that is,
but like she wasn't lying though. Because just that when they posted it, because they had just announced that not Ginga, Victory was a villain in Revice.
Yeah.
And then fucking Ginga was Ginga in Go.
See, this is why I need to save these tweets and stuff to actually see who the actors are, because it's like, damn it. This sucks. I hate when that happens.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I know. It's yeah. Well, Prime. We also forget you didn't mention that his scientist is a Nobel Peace Prize winner scientist helping Gorgon.
Oh, that's right. And my man was thirsty for that eternal life, man. He was like, do I do good? Can I get it? And they were toying with the fuck out of that, man.
Prime, any guy that has a freaking cyborg eye, come on, you already know the deal.
We know what we're doing here. You know who I am. You know what I'm about.
And I mean, for his efforts, yeah, sorry, dog, you didn't commit, you didn't eliminate Black like we wanted to. Kill him.
Right. You didn't commit fully to the bit. And like really great character writing. Cause like Kotaru could have been petty as fuck when that man came to him for help. But because Kotaru's a hero, he was like, I guess I'll save your motherfucking life. I mean, he didn't succeed, but he tried though. He tried, It's the thought that counts.
Yeah. I mean, look, out of all the humans that had helped Gorgon, I felt bad for the actress.
Oh yeah.
Like that the leopard mutant assassinated because she basically mentioned Kotaru and Nobuhiko were going to be Century Kings. And I was like,
did you see the fucking record scratch at their party though?
Yeah.
When they're like, bitch, if you don't shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up. What are you doing? No. Get her. Kill her right now. Kill her.
Get her ass out of here. Get her ass out of here. Yo, look, this show, I can't look. Spoiler alert, we highly recommend this show. Oh, I'm sorry. I highly recommend this show. Spoiler alert.
Look, fuck the politicians for a second. All the other humans, we mentioned the actress that was helping them. They had a fucking former military guy train their fucking destruction team for Gorgon.
Look,
like,
I was just
that's like getting Dick Cheney to be like, hey, Dick, we need you to train our mutant forces with your money over here, please. That would be great.
You mean that's like getting Dick Cheney to be Dick Cheney? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, basically. But the only difference is Kotaru is not going to convince Dick Cheney to stop his evil ways. That's just not happening.
I mean, nah. And I just want to say, like, I really love this show, man. And I really think that like this is my favorite era of Toku, like the late 80s, early 90s, because like shit gets bat nuts. Like I was explaining some plot threads to the woman, and she thought I was mad-libbing. She thought I was making this shit up. I'm like, no,
you cannot make this shit up.
This is what literally happens in the show. Like I told her about the episode where Kotaru runs up on that father training his son on the motorcycle, and had to go into hiding because his father built a super motorcycle, and that motorcycle is going to be what defeats Gogum, and Gogum wants it to take over the world. How is a single? Oh, sorry, it was going to be a fleet. I was about to say, how is a single motorcycle? Toku, but no, I forget. It's supposed to be a fleet. To be fair, it's supposed to be an armada of motorcycles, not just one super cycle. And then armada. I explained the episode about the crab moms who was kidnapping moms to take them underground to raise the baby mutants.
That was again, Toku gets weird at times, and I'm like,
fuck. This is why I love this shit. It is so fucking high concept and fucking fun. You see that, Pookie? Shit can be fun.
Hey, real talk. I gotta be real. Look, I found out about this after I watched Kamen Rider Black. Kamen Rider Black and Mask Man had a team up. Did not know this.
Stage show?
It was a bit from the Kamen Rider Super Sentai Superhero Tyson movie.
Oh, fuck, that's right. The G3 Project D. Yeah. Not the G3, but the Kamen Rider 3, the Grand Prix.
That shit.
Yeah,
I thought it was interesting seeing that team because I think they didn't do, because look, we talk at length of how Power Rangers was ahead of the curve with Mask Rider and Power Rangers teaming up, which was huge. They didn't really do any sort of Kamen Rider Super Sentai team up until when? Like
Decade and Shinkanger.
Yeah, Decade Shinkanger, which you would have thought that would have been something they would have did years ago. Because like I said,
that is money on the table. Well, see, CJ, the problem is Super Sentai is a children's show, and Kamen Rider is for adults. It's a mature show for mature individuals.
Are you saying this as an ironic thing, or are you just saying this as a truth?
I am shit posting my ass off right now.
To say, I was like, is this real? Like, this sounds like a Johnny Toei thing to say.
I'm a goddamn troll, sir. The fuck out of here.
You know what's funny? Because you mentioned Kamen Rider Black. It was like, it's kind of interesting. So Kamen Rider Black, for most people don't know, it was kind of the end of the Showa era, going into the new era, because people realize like Kamen Rider Black and Black RX was kind of the last of the kind of Showa era Kamen Riders in a sense. Before I think it was like 10 years before we got Kuga, essentially.
Black aired in the tail end of the Showa era, because it's funny because we count we count Black, Black RX, Shin, J, and Zo as Showa. When technically they should be Heisei because they aired during the Heisei era. Technically.
But they don't, because it's like J is non-canon, and it's there's a lot of weird stuff with those shows after Black RX, folks. Trust me, it's weird, and it doesn't help that Mass Rider tried to encompass J and all that shit into Black RX. That's a muddled history of craziness.
Yeah, so we can talk about that a little. So it always boggled my mind when I found out that they cobbled together Mask Rider from Black RX, Zo, and J because they wanted air quotes like modernish looking footage. But I'm like, why didn't you just start with Black? And you could have had Black and Black RX. Like you could have
had it all, guys.
And to be fair, because Kamen Rider footage is a little harder to do than Super Sentai.
It's brutal. I want people to understand it's brutal. Look, Black is brutal.
Not just that. I'm more or less talking about how like you can cut around the Japanese actors in Super Sentai better than you can in Mask, because a lot of the generals have human faces, and a lot of the times Mask Riders interact.
I'm sorry, that shit had me funny. We offer eternal life. We also offer eternal unlife for far less than the former.
That is true. That is fucking true. That is fucking true.
Oh my god, man! But no, you're right. That was weird.
Right. So like you can, and there are like, again, I'm trying to, God, forgive me for my sins, but I'm gonna try to think like Saban for a minute. You can cut around better in Sentai footage. There are more suited characters in Sentai generally versus Kamen Rider, where a lot of the generals and a lot of the characters that Kamen Riders interact with are human. So it's a little hard. Like you'll have less footage per capita to work with versus in Super Sentai. Now you see what happens when they try to incorporate, when you get stuff like, we can either go the Scorpina route where we just dub over them lines, or we can go the VR
that's closest to it.
Right. Or they go the VR Troopers route where we get somebody who kind of sort of looks like the Japanese actors from far away. If you squint and turn around and your screen has,
you remember they did it for Mass Rider too, because they got what's her face.
Oh, to be the chick to be the degenerate chick from Crisis Empire.
Also Count Drebin. They got an actor to kind of sort of.
But to be fair, like that's just his lips. You can dub around that shit. Like he has a faceplate on. He has a faceplate on. And to be fair, they also did it again in Power Rangers with some of the female henchwomen who have.
Yes, actors. They did. So
it's like
Toxica and
not Vampire. What's her name? The bat chick. Was it Vampire?
Yeah, Vampire.
Vampire, thank you.
Vampire.
I
knew that off at the top of my head.
I mean,
I was like Vampire, and I was like, damn, that just popped up.
Only thing I can remember from her is her fucking acting. I can't tell, girl. Are you giving me too much? Are you giving me too little? Keep that ambiguity. I can't tell.
You look good though.
Yes. Oh, you fine as fuck though. Wait, where are we going? We're going somewhere with that.
Kamen Rider adaptations and all that.
Yeah. So it's it's kind of weird. They pick and choose what approach to use in that. But going back to what you were saying, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, but yeah, it's to me, I would say this for a while. This is why I'm adjusting it. I feel, look, number one, you need to go out and get the discotheque release of Kamen Rider Black, because I haven't seen the extras yet. I need to watch it, but there's a lot of behind the scenes extras on the Blu-ray.
CJ, you don't need a Blu-ray. You have a really good home theater set up. You can just stream it on Tubi.
Stop it. Sure, stream it on Tubi, but get physical release, guys. It's affordable. It's a good price.
No, but you can stream it with 720p quality, CJ. And you get it, have it be taken down at any point without your controller say so. Isn't that the way you can? It's in the perfect quality, CJ.
Can I say something real quick? We probably are going to do Black RX, but I felt one thing about Black RX that always got me as a sequel series This is spoilers, obviously. You'll probably watch it anyway. So Shadow Moon dies in Kamen Rider Black. He's gone, right?
He does. No, I'm joking.
Him coming back in Black RX just felt out of the blue, considering there's nobody from fucking Gorgon in the from in Black RX except like Shadow King is just the only remnant of Gorgon that you're gonna see in Black RX, and he just felt out of just like, why are you here, sir? Like,
I felt like the obligation is like, I mean, well, he was a popular character. I mean,
bring him back. He has 2 swords now, toys. Let's go.
Back. Why the fuck not? And I joke about this, and we're gonna probably talk about it when we talk about Black RX, but it really is funny night and day watching those shows because Kamen Rider Black is a Kamen Rider show, and Black RX is a Metal Hero show. No,
please
no, I want
expound
to
on that,
elaborate.
sir.
No, I want to elaborate on that.
All right, never mind. All right.
But you see what I'm saying? Like, and it's fucking funny because a lot of the people who worked on Metal Heroes, they worked on Black and Black RX. And what I mean by that is that Black RX does a lot of shit that traditional like Metal Hero shit would do. Like, it's a Kamen Rider fighting an alien army. Like, I think that might be one of the first times. Mm-hmm. No, wait. Let me think.
I don't know. Every show era one was all. Yeah, but every Showa era has always been an evil organization. It was never aliens. It's like, oh, evil organization. All right, cool.
They play around with it. Like, they go, is the great leader an alien? Like, that's probably
you one don't of his, know. Possible leave it up origin. To your imagination. Yay! And it's like,
I'm trying to think, was King Dark an alien?
Nah, mutant monster.
He was a mutant. Okay,
mutant monster.
Well, I mean, maybe I'm right then. So it deals with an alien organization, and so a lot of it feels traditionally like it does feel like Gavin or fucking Charivan.
Yeah.
And a lot of the plots feel kind of Metal Hero-ish. Some of the shit that Kotaru does in that show.
Fair enough. Different forms, different Rider and all that stuff. Yeah. You know what? You're right. At first I didn't see it, but now you're right. Yeah. But I mean, it's not a bad thing because hey, that's the beauty of having something that's different. It's like, hey, you have to make something that's stark from what you did in Kamen Rider Black. So, hey, let's just do something different with the sequel series. Boom. And go from there. So, I will say this. I've always thought that my sensibilities of seeing people in monster suits was going to go away as I got older, and yes, I'm still watching Power Rangers.
I feel like it gets stronger as you get older.
It does. So it's like to go back and watch this again on Magnificent Blu-ray. I just love the brutality of him fighting these monsters and like seeing holes get punched and all that. I'm like, all right.
I gotta say, man, some of the monster suits, like Plex is on their game on this shit, man.
Yeah.
Like to this day, some of those suits look really good.
Look, if you're a keen eye of Toku, I think some of the monster suits got used for Super Sentai. And I'm looking at some of them like the Mantis suit, the Bee suit, and the Wasp suit. I think a lot of these movies, these monster suits probably got repurposed for other shows. That's just my hunch. Could be wrong. So, but yeah, they were definitely in their bag on this stuff. I mean, look, this is the reason why I always go back and say that's why I like some of the stuff like Guyver and especially Guyver 2 Dark Hero. Like, there's something just great about seeing a person in a monster suit just doing shit in it.
Right. Just it's fun.
It's just fun. I mean,
it's just fun. I'm sorry.
Some people might be like, "Ew, monster suit." I'm like, no, yes.
Like it looks so cheap. I'm like, yeah, that's what's great about it. Like,
that's the point.
One of the things that attracts me to Toku, I think I've said this a lot on the show, or if I not, I didn't. But one of the things that really I like is like the creativity on display. Like, because like, why don't you just watch anime or watch a higher production? But like, no, because like I like seeing how they problem solve. Like, they have to create these worlds, create these monsters and shit, and they have to do it on like such a shoestring budget. Like, did you see that interview with the guys, the production crew from Ultraman Decker, where they talked about why they made some of the decisions they made with that show? Because initially it wasn't going to be like a Dyna sequel. Like, they want to do their own thing. But the higher up from Subaraya were like, yo, we were checking the books and we ain't got money for that. So y'all make that shit work. And they were like, well, damn, let's just see what we can do. And like how they sat around, they talked about how they can use different elements and how they can make a show. And then we get Ultraman Decker, which is a really great Ultraman show. Like it is so energizing to see how actual creative people work around production limitations. You hear that, Pookie? Do you hear that? Oh, I'm sorry, my bad.
I feel I have to come up with a witty title involving Pookie for this episode. I don't know what.
The Pookie Paradox. The Pookie Paradox.
It's like the Pookie Paradox, aka Kamen Rider Black show.
Oh.
Oh my god, man! Look, watch Kamen Rider, folks. It's a fun watch. Like I said, and it's like I said, it's a critique, but it's not. I won't necessarily say it's a bad critique. I felt like after the first episode where we get it out the way, Kotaro's backstory, it's like all the stuff of him being like the Gorgon creation kind of takes a backseat to just the Monster of the Day stuff, which again, it's not a bad thing, but it's like
it becomes a superhero show. It's fine. It's okay.
Yeah, it's a superhero show. It's just when you're used to like the current Kamen Rider show after this, that
you know what?
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I was just about to say I don't know about that because I feel like a lot of the current Kamen Rider shows take a lot of things from Kamen Rider Black. Like I feel like if you are used to like the Heisei shows, like you will see that DNA in Kamen Rider Black.
Yeah. I think because my head was kind of thinking more so because we had just did Kamen Rider 01 and I felt 01 stuck with this storyline of what was going on and stuff, and it didn't deviate it from episode 1, you know. So I'm thinking in terms of that.
Now I feel like some people might feel a little snobbish because it's late 80s effects. You know, we do have those types in the fandom. They don't want to watch anything pre 2000 or 2010. They're fucking weird, but they're out there. I mean,
just saying the Blu-ray quality of it makes you think twice. Because look, I said it when we did Ultraman Ultra Q. Yes, it's in black and white, but it being on Blu-ray and the quality of it looks
crisp.
Yes. And it's the same thing with Kamen Rider Black on Blu-ray. That shit look crisp as shit. Like, yo, this looks really good. So it's like,
but CJ, with the right equipment, it will look just as good over streaming. You wouldn't need the physical Blu-ray.
Well, as Landrill said, if you don't have to, we just go to a friend's house that has it. You know, that's all you gotta do.
Just go to your friends. If you have a friend's house who has a Netflix account, just go over there and watch it on their home theater. You know, get a sound bar. Get a sound bar from eBay. It's all good. It's all good.
This is equivalent to when Xbox One got announced at E3 and they were saying it's always online. Look, I love how petty Sony was. Like, oh, you want to play a game? Here's what you do. Here, you can share it, guys. Pettiest shit ever. I loved it.
Then years later, because victory defeats people, they became their worst enemy. You fucking fucks.
It's like, but guys, no. Yes, you can be online, but you don't have to be online. I'm like, too late, Sony. You snatched victory from you snatched your victory right
in only ways that Sony can do. snatching victory, snatching defeat from the jaws of victory.
You shot yourself in the foot, man. Damn it, you had it. You had it on. You couldn't just stop, could you?
Studies can be made on the fantastic fumbling that Sony does sometimes.
Yeah, Microsoft and Bill Gates by the balls.
You had them with the old Clubber Creel 1-2, and you fucked it up. You done fucked it up.
Look, I will say this. I think going to your point of people watching this and maybe feeling this way. Look, if Supro got everybody watching Ultraman from every Ultraman. Like, and yes, there are some Ultraman that Supro hasn't put out yet, but the fact
list is so small. That list is so short.
I can count on two hands. That's how small that shit is. It's two hands. It's not like, man, and that's small. That is small. So it's like the fact that now people can watch Kamen Rider. I'm hoping after Black and Black RX that, real talk, I kind of want Discotech to do some of the other Showa era Kamen Rider shows.
Well, not Discotech. Was it Discotech?
What?
Media Blasters. Blasters is blue balling us because they got the rights to Shin, J, Zo, the first and the next.
Get out of here.
Yeah, they tease Blu-rays because they released the first.
Yeah, they teased
for DVD.
They teased it for Shin and J, didn't they?
They teased that whole set, and they're like, and they're also going to come out with Kamen Rider World, and we're like, all right, dope. When is it coming out? They have gone complete radio silent. Ain't heard shit from them,
which is likely to happen first, Prime.
but it's okay because they probably realized, hey, they don't need these home video releases.
Well, Prime, which is likely to happen first? Physical releases of Shinji and all that, or Shot Factory releasing OG Kamen Rider on DVD.
Shot Factory releasing OG Kamen Rider.
Oh wow, you had that much faith? You had that much faith?
With poster, but caveat, they're gonna fuck us over, and they're gonna do their shit part 1, part 2 because they're not giving us 98 episodes. They are not.
I hate you.
I hate giving us their full shit.
I hate that you're right. I really hate that you're right.
That shit gonna be. They're gonna split that shit down the middle, and it's gonna be 50 a pop for both. But you get 2 exclusive posters.
And yet me and you and everybody else is going to be grudgingly, I guess I got to buy it. Here's my credit card.
I don't know, CJ, man. Once I get that home theater set up, I might not need it.
Ghost of Pookie laughs at you. The Jedi Ghost of Pookie is laughing at you.
But like, wow, he was right all along. The streaming service, the quality is exquisite. Oh, there's barely any delay. Oh, wait.
Legend has it that if you talk about Power Rangers in any way, Pookie pops up behind you like Candyman. It's crazy. It's insane.
Sir, a joke is supposed to be absurd, not true. Sir. Sir. For it to be satire, it has to be absurd, not an actual fact, sir.
I might wake up in the cold sweat and Pookie's in my face as I wake up. It's going to be insane. Oh my god, man. Yeah, that's it. That's it for Kamen Rider. Look, folks, Kamen Rider Black, go watch it. It's worth it. Support Kamen Rider, Showa era, any era of Kamen Rider. It's worth watching. You know, that's all I really got. What do you feel we should do next?
I feel like it's been a while since we've done Ultraman. I feel like because we've brought up Ultraman, since I brought up Ultraman so much this episode, we probably need to do one.
Which one though? That's a tough one.
That is.
I gotta look on the shelf to see which one I could watch.
You mean
look, you know what?
TV catalog?
Yes, my Ultraman catalog. You know what? Since you mentioned it early at the top of the show, how about we do Return of Ultraman?
You know what? For Jiro Dan, let's do it.
Yes, we should do Return of Ultraman, which you can get at your local Best Buy and any other places that sells Blu-rays.
And that shit routinely goes on sale for like $10 or $15. Get that shit, man.
$15 tops. I see that Best Buy for it. Get it. Just saying.
It is a fantastic show. And like I say, so people credit Ultraman Ace with being the changeover because traditionally Ultraman used to kind of be like the Twilight Zone, but then like Superman shows up at the end.
Mm-hmm.
And Ultra 7 is just basically like the outer limits.
Yeah.
And Superman shows up at the end. But they say like, oh, Ultraman Ace is when Ultraman started being a superhero show. I disagree. I think Ultraman started being like a true blood superhero show with Return of Ultraman because Hideki Go is basically a Kamen Rider. Basically. Like complete with training montage scenes and shit. Like you'll see what I mean when you watch the show.
Wow. All right. Like I said, it's on my shelf. Once I get the larger place with the GF and stuff, trust me, that set, Ultraman set is gonna be right there out in the open.
You're gonna get your home theater set up with your chairs and your sound system, streaming your Dolby Atmos high quality.
Yeah, with my physical release of Power Rangers and Ultraman and Kamen Rider, all that stuff.
You don't need it, CJ.
I mean, Prime, at some point I have kids, I can show off my physical release instead of hoping to God that when I have kids, those shows are on streaming services and not lost to the dearth of the internet.
And ultimately, that's my whole stance. Because look, if you take nothing else from the shit I say, the shit I do, I want you all to realize that I am always pro-consumer, pro-choice.
Look, I love Disney. I would like to get Falcon Winter Soldier on physical release. That would be nice.
Look,
we've been preaching that all day. Like, I love streaming, but can I get some of this stuff on physical?
Streaming is just convenient, but at the end of the day, I want as few barriers between me and the product as possible. And I'm not up to the whims of if the company decides to pull shit down. And again, need I say, in my initial statement, I wasn't blaming that motherfucker for there not being any physical release.
Oh, no,
I was pointing out how the fuck he was talking to you niggas. Like, y'all let this motherfucker talk to y'all like that? And y'all okay with that shit?
Not me. I'd be like, ride a dick, dog.
Like, and I think I told him to go kick rocks. I'm sorry. I didn't say kick rocks.
I would never say ride a dick, but you know, the sentiment will still be there.
I'm sorry. I didn't say kick rocks. I said that's not enough. I want someone to force feed him rocks. That's what I said. My bad.
You know, probably I just take it a step further. How about we just waterboard them and just be done with it? You know, the statement for me does not represent Prime's views. It's only my views alone. Just saying.
I'm just like, look, I wish that man. I wish he lives a long. Look, I wish he lives a long and happy, fruitful life, and I wish his fans find some self-respect because
that's it. I mean, you can.
I mean, that's it. That's all.
Because I think at the end of the day, it's like this: critique of something doesn't mean it's hate. So if we're critiquing a writer or we're critiquing Cookie or whoever, it doesn't mean that we hate the guy.
To improve, we want you to do better.
You want to do better.
I had motherfuckers in my mentions like, "Oh, you hate Power Rangers." Nigga, I love Power Rangers. I love this shit.
Have you seen Prime's shelf? He has all the Power Ranger releases. What are we talking about here?
Have you seen my fucking house? I got Power Ranger shit. And if my camera was on, and it's not because I need the goddamn haircut, but if my camera was on, directly behind me is a big ass fucking wall of Power Ranger shit. Like,
we talk at length about how as much as we begrudge the fucking Lightning collections, we still got the goddamn toys. So it's like, come on, guys. Like,
we just want shit to be better. And just like I say, love yourself. Like, don't give. This is not medieval king. Like he has not earned your fealty just because he gives you like a crumb of pussy of attention. You do not have to dick ride that crumb bum because he is like, bro, look, I understand George Lucas having that level of yes man. Like I say, Cookie, his shit is a half of inch above mid, the most unseasoned ass chicken shit. Like, is it good? No. Is it bad? It is what it is. Right. It is what it is. And motherfuckers will fight you into the street for this average ass motherfucker. I don't understand. Like, are y'all that desperate for attention, for a validation? Like, look, I know we've been in the desert for years, brothers and sisters, and everything in between. I've been there with you. Mm-hmm. But we don't have to reward his fucking behavior because he has been an absolute piece of shit.
Thank you. So, folks, next time, Return to Ultraman. And actually, next time, number one, live stream of Once and Always. That's happening.
Before the Pookie Patrol shuts us down.
Jumps on our Twitch stream. What the fuck are you guys doing? And it's like streaming Power Rangers, so everybody watches. Like, what are we talking about here? Like, come on. After that, Return to Ultraman. So I think we can leave off with this. Respect yourself. Watch Kamen Rider Black. Yeah, love yourself, respect yourself, and watch Kamen Rider Black. Support Discotech. Buy it on Blu-ray. If you can't, hey, stream it if you can. You know, by any means.
And if you can't, go to your friend's house. You can stream it there too.
Go to Starbucks and use their Wi-Fi to stream Kamen Rider Black. How about that? Boom.
How about that?
That in mind.
You don't have to get a sound bar from eBay. You can just go to Starbucks. It's okay.
Oh man. Starbucks, the company that endorses Kamen Rider.
A venti latte kick. All right, so
with that in mind, we'll catch you guys later. Peace out.
Avita Zen dudes. Suck a dick, Pookie.